Hello, it's Alex, and I am home alone and I just feel like chatting. Last month I turned 23, and it's got me thinking about how life is very different than what I thought it was going to be at like maybe, I don't know, 16, 17. Um, and I think I just wanted to give a few things, think, say things that I kind of wish somebody would have told me um, coming into adulthood, because I think it's very hard to navigate adulthood in general, especially young adulthood. Um, I just turned 23, like I said, and I feel like I'm hitting 80. Like it's almost Jover for me. Like I go outside, my hip breaks, it's Jover. I'm seeing the pearly gates because I know that's where I'm going, baby. Um, and it's very hard to feel like you're both too young, but you're also both too old. It's such a chaotic time. I always heard 20s were crazy, they're wild or whatever, and it's like a roller coaster. Um, and that's almost an understatement, to be honest. Um, I it just feels like you have so much on your plate going into school, if you're choosing to do school or trade schools or vocational schools or whatever. If you're going down, another career path like the military, part-time military like myself, um, trying, to balance your own like self-care, personal care, your relationship with your family, if there is one, or with a significant other if you have one, and also literally just surviving, like working, buying groceries, trying to, eat healthy and well so you're not dying constantly, um, managing your living area, especially if you do not live with parents. My light just died. Sad. Well, yeah, anyways. And I think it's so hard. Well, actually, let me see if I can fix the light or see if I can charge it at the same time because I really like this light. Pause. Please hold. It always catches me off guard. The zooms every time I press record. Oh, whatever. I'm charging my light. It's charging as we speak with a portable charger. I hope that works, because if not, crazy. But yeah, as I was saying, um, I just, there's things that I wish I knew before getting into this young adulthood. Um, I know it really is just different. Like I know some people's family is more, I'm gonna use the word privilege, more privileged in terms of like growing up in the U.S. and how it's like to navigate being a young adult and just, paving a specific path in the United States. Um, my parents are from Mexico, and obviously they don't know what it's like, like, I shouldn't say they don't know what it's like, but they have a very different idea of what it is to grow in the United States, right? Like my family, we had to work hard, very very hard to start from nothing to something and float by and and get by and try and get better. And it was more so making sure that us, like me, my siblings, and I were going to school, getting good grades, whatever, stereotypical like ethnic family, I guess. You go to school and go make something of yourself so you have a better life and you're not working hard manual labor. Um, and so I feel like sometimes it's very hard to get adequate advice because it's like there's nuggets of little truths and helpful things that they're saying, or like overarching themes, that you can take and apply to your life. But it's very hard when you come down to like the specifics and like the nitty gritties. Like I don't have kids right now. My parents at my age already had me. And so their life looked so much more different raising what I would have been like a 2-year-old by then. Whereas me, I just, you know, have a dog, you know, and my partner. And we just, it's very, very different, the life that we're trying to build and navigate through. But anyways, one thing that I really wish that I would have known going into, you know, my little own, like, coming of age time, my early 20s, is that everybody literally just has their own timing and their own pace. I think it's very, very, very hard not to compare yourself, especially when you see, like, old classmates, if you are the type of person to keep in touch with them, or, you know, you see them on social media or whatever, and even just social media in general, complete strangers. It's like, oh, I'm 21 and I already graduated from college, and it's like, I'm 23 and I'm fighting for my life because I hate going to college, when I thought that I was going to love it and that I was going to be getting, like, a doctorate or something. And yeah, I think that is something that even right now I am still, you know, a couple years into my 20s or whatever, and I am still struggling with it. You know, I was supposed to have graduated this last summer, or like May or whatever, when commencements are, if I had not enlisted in the military. And because I enlisted, it kind of pushed back my graduation time by like a year in comparison to my classmates, my high school classmates. And it's like, nobody cares. But at the same time, it's so hard not to compare yourself, because you're like, well, I'm literally a flop right now. I'm scraping by. I failed a couple classes already throughout the last 4 years, and, you know, it just all starts snowballing so bad. But literally also nobody gives a fuck. And if they do, that's more of a reflection of them projecting. Projection is very real. And it's just crazy. Just crazy. I'm telling you right now. Just you have to remember, everything is going to come when it is due. Just like if you're popping a baby out. But even babies, they don't come out on their due date. They're crazy. They're going to come out when they want to come out. And that's how life is. Your life is like a baby. If you don't want to have a baby, well, me either. But it's like a little fragile egg. But it's going to pop out whenever it wants to, whenever it's ready. And that's really what life is like. And I think that kind of segues into another thing that I wish I had known, is that hard work doesn't always equal, I'm not sure what the right word is. Just because you're working hard doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. And I think that's a very shocking thing to figure out when you come from either a household or a culture that just specifies and always harps on hard work. There are times when hard work is just going to leave you with migraines, stress, allergies, and hair loss. Like me. Sometimes. Now, I'm not saying go be lazy, don't do anything, be unemployed, dirty, hungry. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that sometimes you have to learn the fine line between I'm burning myself out and, like, what is it costing me? You know, like, how hard, like, why is this work causing me so much strain? Either physically or mentally, emotionally, or whatever. I worked a full-time job, for like almost 3 years, and it got to the point where I was so stressed, that I developed food allergies, like food sensitivities, and I was just breaking out, like my scalp would break out so horrible, that one time I literally put like the anti-itch cream into my scalp and started like rubbing it in there like it was fucking Head and Shoulders, baby. It was bizarre. But yeah, that was such a big shock to me. And it got to the point where, although I loved the job, like the management was not worth it. And I had to quit. Like, I could not. I was like, I'm literally gonna probably die from the stress. It was horrible. And so I quit. And I'm not gonna lie, it did send me into this huge depressive spiral about how I think I'm a failure. I was like, well, I can't even hold a job. Like, that's crazy. Like, how could I get this broken down? But I'm such a hard worker. Like, my work ethic is so good. Like, I can't understand how, one, I'm the one that had to quit or, like, back down. And two, I don't understand how all of this hard work is just causing me, like, really, like, turmoil and pain. And that's so hard to manage. But I'm here to tell you it's okay. Look at me. I survived. You survive. Like, the world goes on. And you're replaceable. That's another point I learned. You're replaceable. And that sounds terrible because personally I believe nobody really is replaceable. Like, you can never find an exact copy of one person. Like, ain't nobody gonna be as funny as me at the office. Another hard worker? Sure. But nobody's gonna bring the charisma, the giggles, the sarcasm, the slay into that work position or whatever as me. It's very unique. I think everybody's so unique. You're not really replaceable. But in the workforce, you are replaceable, and that's something that you have to be okay with, because it's like, okay, peace, deuces. Because just like somebody's gonna probably replace you if you're leaving a job, or even if you get fired, guess what, baby? You're probably gonna be replacing somebody else at another spot. And moral of the story is, have, like, I would say, do not expect anything out of anybody or anything. Like, obviously, okay, hold up. Like, expect, like, things like, you know, basic respect and human rights and, you know, being treated kindly and all that stuff. Like, I'm not saying, oh, just expect for everybody to treat you like shit. No, that's, okay. That's not, that's not doing anybody any favors. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, I just wish I would have known, that somebody would have told me, like, maybe don't be so naive when it comes to maybe believing that everything will, you know, be like roses and flowers and butterflies, and, you know, that as long as you work hard, you're going to get everything you want, and, you know, everybody's going to love you, and you're going to be great, and it's going to be fine. Like, no, that's, you know, there's a lot more nuance, especially when you're working with people. So yeah, that is something that I wish I would have known. Like, being replaceable, that hard work doesn't get you everything, doesn't get you everything that you want. And yeah. And that, yeah, you're literally at your own pace. It's just mind your business. That's one big one. Mind your business. That is something that I still struggle with. Like I said, I compare myself to other people all the fucking time. But in general, like, minding your business is so healthy. Like, if you don't like what somebody else is doing, or, like, rubs you the wrong way, that is usually something that you're doing. Like, you're just projecting something that you don't like, or something that you wish you could do. And you're just being a hater. Personally, I'm a hater. I know. There's things that I don't like to do, you know? But I try and spread joy and kindness wherever I can. But anyways. Yeah. Now, for the big one, is that sometimes you are the one gatekeeping. Listen, come here. Come on. You listen. Sometimes you're the one gatekeeping yourself. Sometimes you're your biggest obstacle. Sometimes you're the one that's getting in your own way. And that is a hard pill to swallow. Because if you are anything like me, you don't have a victim complex. That's me. I didn't know that. Because I'm always like, I'm such a hard worker. Why aren't things going my way? See, right there, that's why I just finished saying, hard work doesn't give you everything that you want or everything that you need. And that can quickly slide into, like, victimizing yourself. Like, oh my God, like, woe is me. I'm working so hard and everything is going against me. Everybody hates me. Everything hates me. And I always say I'm God's biggest soldier. Unfortunate things do happen to me quite often. But it'd be like crazy. Like for a while, I would say up until recently, it was just like a snowball effect. Like this bad thing happens and this thing bad happens. And it's just like, oh my God, I can't do anything about it. And I'm such a victim and I'm just complaining about everything. And then there's times where there's going to be a time where either somebody checks you or you check yourself. And you're like, now, why are these things happening to me? And quite often, there are things that you actively play a part in. Just one, thinking negatively constantly is something that gets me. It's like I'm already setting myself up for failure by thinking that shit's gonna hit the fan. And it's crazy. For example, I always complain about my back pain. Now, that's fair, but am I stretching like I should? Am I working out the things I need to work out to make sure that my posture is better, that my back is strong? No, I'm not. Am I checking my posture during the day? No, I sit like this. I'm a little mouse. Squeak, squeak. Meow, meow. Ruff, ruff. That's me, right? So it's just like a very, very small analogy, but it's the truth. That I'm not doing as much as I could to make sure that that bad thing, the back pain, doesn't happen to me. There are other things that it's like, well, it's not my fault. Like I literally couldn't do anything else about it. Like when I got stalked or something, back in high school. Those are things that are out of your control. Like you literally cannot control other people. But as you get older, I just realized that I was thinking that I was like too good and everybody's out to get me. Whereas that's kind of like a victim complex. Like, oh, I didn't get to the highest thing or employee of the month or some crazy shit like that. That is really not that important, but something that's important to you, basically. Because of XYZ, like because of somebody else, or somebody doesn't like me, so I couldn't get the employee of the month, or she debated me, or it's her fault, or it's his fault. And it's like, well, why are you not taking accountability? So that is something huge that I learned that I feel like is very important. Like, check yourself. Are you the one that is acting like a victim? Are you really a victim of everything else going on around you? Or are you victimizing yourself and making yourself a little more prone to floppery because you're not, holding yourself accountable for what you can or cannot do about things? Yeah, I am avoiding this pile of laundry. Because to be honest, I hate folding laundry. I don't know why. I think it's because my cuticles are already so ugly that they just like keep getting worse as I'm folding clothes. Well, yeah, whatever. I guess I'll start. No, you can't see the underwear I'm folding. Granny panties. But yeah, that is something that has been like life-changing, I think, in terms of just, one, not hearing myself fucking complain all the time. Because it gets exhausting, and I think you also realize that, like for me, with my significant other, like he is very much like he just minds his business, bro. He's who I want to be. But yeah, like he's just very like, comes and goes, work hard, get on the grind, reap what you sow in a way. But he was like you're kind of like, that's a lot of complaining. And I was like, wait a second, you're right. Like I am complaining. I always have something bad to say. Why? Because I'm projecting. And that's another thing. With like a lot, I already mentioned something about projecting and minding your own business, but it is so important because oftentimes you just like create the own negative cycle in your own head, like you are fucking the narrative in your head up by being like, I don't like that, or he looks weird, or she looks weird, or this is weird, I don't like this school's crazy, blah blah blah. And it's like, now why am I saying all that, right? And it's usually something like, you know, somebody's doing something that I wish I could do, or that I had the privilege of doing, or something like that. And it's just, it's crazy. I'm telling you, it's like you need to be aware of the narrative that you're creating in your pretty little head. Yeah, and speaking of pretty little heads, you need to take care of that pretty little head by resting, by taking breaks. The grind don't stop. Well, it has to stop. And you has to pause. Pause, baby. Pause. 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 You can't keep going on forever. You can't. It's literally not feasible. Take it from me. I'm telling you. I already told you about the hives and the hair loss and using that fucking itch spray thing in my hair. Trying to get rid of those freaking things. And it's just like, you need to chill. And there's so much guilt, at least there is still for me. There's so much guilt that comes with just chill. Like, I feel like if I lay down on the couch or on my bed and put Gilmore Girls on without getting on my walking pad, I'm like, I'm literally wasting time. Literally, the clock is ticking right now and I'm wasting time. There's days where I'm like, dude, I literally can't do my homework. Like, I'm so fucking clocked out, I can't do it. And it's like, well, then rest. Like, what benefit is it going to be to anybody? It's really just a disservice if I sit in front of my computer and stare at the assignment for 4 hours instead of, I don't know, maybe going for a walk, eating a little nice meal, getting myself a little coffee, chilling the fuck out, and then getting to work. It's crazy. Like, obviously, that there's privilege that comes with that, right? Like, the privilege of not going to work or whatever. Shit like that. So I get it. It's not for everybody. But I know that everybody has, you know, at least 10 minutes to just chill. Even if it's sitting in your car eating a fucking corn dog because you're on your Walmart break. Like I used to be. In high school. Like, you need to find a time to chill without guilt. It's just so... It's so ingrained, I think, right now that if you're not hustling, if you're not pedal to the metal, if you're not beast mode, you're a flop. If you're not trying to, I don't know, be involved in an MLM scheme and pyramid schemes or whatever, and you're not raking in crazy cash, or if you're not a homeowner, if you're not having a kid, or if you're not working actively always to try and get into a career and be a manager and make so much money, you're not constantly working out and eating clean all the time, that it's like, you're fucked. Like, good luck, chumpo. Like, it's over. Well, it's not. It's not. I'm telling you right now, it's not. You can sit down and you can chill. And you can have your little coffee. And you can decorate the little Christmas tree, like I did last video. You can watch a little YouTube. You can watch Gilmore Girls without having to force yourself to walk 3 miles because you feel like you need to earn an episode. There's ways to take care of yourself. And you need to take care of yourself. You need to find something that's going to work for you. Because the way that I take care of myself is probably not the same way that you take care of yourself. And that it's going to feel good. So just, like, get that in your head. Because it's so hard to chill without feeling super guilty. And that is one thing that I for sure wish I would have been told, like, you're going to have to chill. Like, you cannot be at maximum productivity constantly. It's like a phone. You know these fucking phones, they're flops, their battery sucks, low-key. Even iPhone, yes, iPhone. Looking at you, battery dying every time an update comes out, but whatever. You can't juice your phone down to 20% and then expect it to last you all day the next day. And then the next day. And then the next day. And you charge it once a week or something. Like, no. You need to charge it every day. You need to. It's just common sense. Like, if it's dead, if you're out on the street, you're at Walmart and it dies, what are you gonna do? You're gonna charge it. If you're at your office job or if you're at your job, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, I'm dying. Like, I can't take this anymore. You need to go get your charger and plug yourself in. Like, you need to chill. I'm telling you. You had to find a little time. Yes, that is like literally the most important thing. 2, if you take anything away from this probably super long video, is that 1, your timing is gonna be different than somebody else's, and fuck whoever says that you're behind. You're not behind. You're never behind. You're on time for you. And 2, you need to rest. You need to chill. So yeah, remember that. And Celeste said he wants some praise. You can... Life is just a marathon, and you're just looking at the little pretty flowers and the pretty leaves as the seasons go by. And enjoying it. Because it's a long fucking 26.2 miles. Just like life. Hopefully you live a long, healthy life. But... yeah, I need to fold laundry. And I can't do 2 things at once. That's also, you know, that's a me problem. But yeah, anyways, I hope you remember that. And this is kind of all over the place, but that's okay. I'm learning. Also, don't be afraid to try new things. That is a bonus tip for you. Do not be afraid to try new things. I love to talk. As you can probably tell, I love to talk. But usually, like, I just have so many thoughts that they just need to come out. And this is one of those things. And I am so awkward in front of the camera. I feel weird talking to a camera. I'm also, like, my editing skills are not that good. Like, I'm really not that tech savvy or anything. Like, I bought this, like, cheap $8 ring light, and I'm just trying to make it work, right? It's probably gonna be super choppy. The audio's probably gonna be all messed up. You know, my memory card gave out, the light went out, just all that kind of stuff. But it is fulfilling me to make it. It's so much fun to me to make it and to see myself and, like, play it back and be like, oh god, like, make fun of myself. Excuse me, I have heartburn and a variety of gut issues, but whatever. And it's just so fun to, like, look back and just kind of like I'm just a joke. I'm just a mirror. And it's also, like, rewarding to continuously, like, see that you're kind of getting better at what you're doing, or, like, learning a little bit of new things. So you're, like, never really, like, you're continuing to learn, is what I should say. So yeah, don't be afraid to try new things. Like, 23 is not, like, your last day on earth. Just keep trying new things. Like, you never know when you're gonna find, like, such an undiscovered passion for something, or something that you're, like, crazy good at that you never knew. Just, yeah, bonus. Try something new. Don't be afraid to try it. Because people shouldn't be making fun of you, and if they do, you know what to do. Just kidding, I don't condone violence, but that's none of their business. Like I said, one of the tips is mind your business. So they should be minding their business too. But anyways, yeah, don't be afraid to try new things. Be brave, be bold, be happy, and mind your business. Okay, bye.